What's up, you guys? Astro here, coming at you guys with a little bit of a different video today. Instead of talking about anything really Tekken related, I thought we'd do something fun. I came across a video on my recommended that spoke to me personally. It is by BoogardMG, and the video is called "Why Everyone Hates Hwoarang in Tekken 8." I have actually not watched this video yet. I wanted to do like a live reaction because I wanted to see if this is gonna be a bunch of like, oh, this character he spam kick button in face and I cannot hit him, I don't play defense, damn it, what the fuck? Or if we're gonna actually get some really good points. It has a bunch of views. I think it has like 30,000. I'm gonna put the link down to the video below. Go ahead and check it out. I'm sure he did a good job on it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. Let's go.
Some things are inevitable in life.
Let me full
Love,
screen this.
death, and Hwoarang making people want to uninstall the game. Ever since his addition in Tekken 3, all the way back in 1997,
Cool.
Hwoarang has been one of the most infamous, spammy, and cheap characters in the series.
Ah,
alongside
yes.
two other characters who also made their debut in Tekken 3. The Taekwondo Master has always been known for his insane aggression and string pressure, being one of the most deadly characters in the game when he gets up close. He revolves around chaining his huge move list together on your guard, giving
This
you
is
massive
true.
plus frames and holding you in place. On top of all the huge plus frames, he has counter hit launcher strings if you try and press a button, low-high strings to break your block, and if that doesn't work, he also has a complete throw game, in a game where throws have never been better. He has a
So he actually, at the start, he's kind of spitting. I know that a lot of people hate this character. A really big reason why is because he's so overwhelming offensively. And a lot of people just don't know, especially lower level players have no idea how to handle it. And I mean, well, I say lower level, but let's be honest. Like Fujin's the new fucking Vanquisher. So basically, there's a lot of people who don't know how to handle it. I really feel like a lot of the time I'm just cooking people until I started. I was cooking people on my way up the ladder until I got to like Tekken King, Tekken Emperor. That's where it started getting hard. That's where it started like really consistently getting hard.
ton of distinct stances that he'll constantly switch between to throw you off, with two of them having over 20 different options. And with all this said, it should be easy to see why he's historically been a pretty hated character. And here in Tekken 8, he's been given some insane stuff. With the character almost entirely relying on strings to pressure your block, the addition of universal chip damage has been incredibly beneficial for him, allowing him to chip away at your health more efficiently than almost any other character in the game. In
Now,
previous Tekken games,
that-
he had struggled to get
So-
in on his opponent to start his
So here's the thing. That's also true. Chip damage being in the game was actually the biggest buff to this character because now it doesn't matter if I hit you or not. Like if you hit or get blocked, or if I get blocked or get hit, as long as I don't do something crazy minus or you duck like a high, like as long as I try to keep my pressure so that I remain plus, just so I'm just giving basically, we're just getting a bunch of tick damage, and like, you know, it's like one of those situations where you look at your health bar when I activate heat and you're at like 80%, and then by the time my heat's over and I have hit you a whole bunch, you're now at like 15 and you're in rage and you're screaming for your life. So that's fair. So far, this is actually really
Lo and
good.
Behold, here in Tekken 8, he's been given an amazing approach option with his new move, Black Kite, having tracking properties, being plus on block, and being a heat engager.
It's only plus
So
one.
now he has an easy way to get in your face.
It's still really good though. I'm not undermining it. Black Kite is crazy. It's just plus one though, so it's not as oppressive as some would make it feel. The best use of it is if you hit somebody with something and like say that if you enter something and you're +5 and you right foot forward, or like +6, and then you do Black Kite, that's where it gets crazy because they can't do anything. Like they have to basically eat it. So yeah.
Whenever he wants and start his game plan. Combine all this with him having very high damage and some of the best wall travel in the game, and you have a pretty strong character here. His play rate is also
Yeah, I
very
knew they were
high,
gonna
being
use
the fifth
this.
most played character in the game, so you're gonna be running into this guy a lot. Hwoarang has always been a difficult character to play, and who am I kidding? All the Hwoarang players say you need a PhD to play him, and all the haters say that a toddler could play him. But in my opinion,
That's
while
true.
I do think he's been made simpler to play in Tekken 8, I still definitely think he's harder than average to learn and play. He has execution requirements, which is very important just frame skyrocket, and a ton
True.
of moves you have to learn how to string together properly for all sorts of situations. But what can you do about these strings? What's the counterplay? Well, this gets into one of the main reasons I think so many people hate this character. Hwoarang is one of those characters where you have to be very familiar with them if you want to beat them. And if you haven't put in that time yet, he becomes one of the most flowcharty characters in the game. Lots of characters in the game have generic counterplay that even lower level players can implement to improve their chances of winning without actually learning the full character.
I'm desperately begging you. There's a link in the description.
Oh, Markiplier ad. No. But what I was gonna say was, yeah, I think that, I don't know about this one. I don't know if it's necessarily specific counterplay that you need for the character. It's just knowing that you need to duck if you want to punish him. So it's risk management, I feel like. You know, it's not like you have to do anything. Like, you don't have to do anything hella crazy. Like, it's not like you have to sidestep left duck at the perfect time, or like you have to implement a perfect backdash. It's just risk management and like looking at what your opponent's doing or what the Hwoarang is doing and just knowing like, okay, hey, he likes to go low high a lot. I'm gonna hold down back and then cook him. Like, I feel like that's the big thing. Except for certain situations which come off of the down back 4, which is a broken move. Down back 4 forward is broken, and down 3-4 in some circumstances.
Sidestep Kazuya left to avoid both options of his 50-50, or playing one backdash away from Paul to avoid the threat of his demo man. But with Hwoarang, there really isn't much generic advice to give. Your best bet to beat him if you don't understand the character is to attempt to crouch jab him out of his strings, but even mid-level Hwoarangs will notice this and punish you really hard for it. No, the reality is, if you want to beat this character, even ones who are significantly below your skill level, you absolutely need to put in the time to learn how to beat this character. You need to learn the weaknesses of each strings and how to exploit them. But most people will never actually take the admittedly long time it takes to learn this stuff. And this laziness also leads to the Hwoarang players becoming lazy, and then they end up spamming the same flowcharts you see over and over every time you play ranked. Most players who play this game are in the lower ranks, and pretty much no one in these ranks are actually trying to learn matchups. This means characters like Hwoarang and a ton of other characters I'll be talking about soon are unfortunately destined to be forever hated by a large chunk of the player base.
That is
so
okay.
If you're just looking for the short answer of why everyone hates Hwoarang, that's it. Most people just naturally hate fighting against string-based characters, and for them, that's reason enough. Well,
okay, so honestly, that's spitting. Because he basically just said, motherfuckers don't want to lab. And honestly, that's facts. I have gotten so many hate messages on stream about people just, oh my god, you're just spamming loser, you're spamming mid, blah, 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 blah. But like, what they don't know is I'm doing like skyrocket in a down forward 4, and it's like, well, my skyrocket's -7, so you could literally just punch me, you know? And I mean, like, I'm not expecting everybody to just go in a training mode and just figure out what you're gonna do, because like, I feel like every Hwoarang player of note that I have played against or watched play plays the character so differently that it's hard to really say like what you can do. He's a complex character. He's a complex character with a complex moveset and a complex playstyle, which means that he is hard to lab. Because when you get hit by one Hwoarang doing one thing, like say they do forward 4, Flamingo 2 and a skyrocket, and you know like, okay, well, hey, I'm -5 or I could duck or whatever the fuck is the case, right? There's gonna be like, you're gonna go and you're gonna play like 5 different Hwoarang players that are never gonna do that. And I feel like that's the hardest part, is like when you're learning this character, you have to kind of just get a general idea of what things do and then understand how to implement per situation. Like you have to, it's like, it makes adaptation a little bit harder. But that being said, when you have people that only do the generic stuff that you see in like YouTube guides and stuff, they're free. You know what I mean? Or if you have somebody who understands what's going on, like the character's free, low key. Of course there is room for the Hwoarang to just outplay you, but like, it's definitely, or rob you for that matter. But it's definitely it's not necessarily like an equal scale. It's like either heavy one way or heavy the other way is what I figured out.
Most people
through playing the game.
Put the time in to learn the character. there are certainly some people who have and still get frustrated playing against him. And this is never going to change. It's just the nature of the character. And that's perfectly fine if you ask me. Certain characters are always going to be hated more than others in games. These types of characters force you to dedicate a lot of time if you want to even have a chance to beat them. And most people just aren't looking to do that. If you're in that camp,
though,
I can't even necessarily blame you. Maybe you have limited time to play and just want to press buttons and hold forward. Sorry to interrupt the video, but if you guys are enjoying this and want to support more scripted Tekken 8 content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free to do, and you can always change your mind.
Yeah, dude, subscribe to this guy. This is a good video. This is a good video.
11% of my viewers are subscribed. I hate doing these, but the YouTube algorithm can be a pretty cruel and unforgiving place, and I'm really trying to work towards my dreams of hopefully one day doing this as a full-time job. Thank you guys so much, and let's get back to the video.
Shut up,
So
Boogard.
we've established that this character...
but I did want to say this. I wanted to let him get his shit off first. I did want to say this though. Putting Hwoarang in the same conversation as the characters like the Bears or Alisa, kind of crazy. Alisa, Eddie, the Bears, like he had those 3 pictures up about like characters that other people because those characters are hated for a completely different reason. Those characters are hated because Bears are just like their hurt boxes are weird. They do a bunch of weird shit. Nobody labs the matchup, so it's very hard. And when you fight, like you know, you're like you can be freed up by horrible Bear players. I've played against Bear players at Tekken God that play like they're Shinryu. And I've played against, but like when the Bears know what they're doing, I've never ever, I don't think I've fought like a harder character. I'm gonna be so serious. I don't think I fought like a Bear player that's good at Tekken, although they are few and far between. A Bear player that is good at Tekken is honestly one of the scariest fucking things I've ever came across. Like it's because, and especially in this game now, because they do so much fucking damage, it just makes it so difficult. And it's just like you get tapped wrong because you get hit by like a setup or something and you explode, especially if they get the wall. It's crazy. And Alisa's just brain dead. She pulls out the chainsaws and bzz, 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 and then you're Bushin rank. That's literally the character. That's it. Like this character is I don't know what they were going for, and now she also does damage just like Xiaoyu. So like those are just characters that should never hit hard, and it's just like now they do. So I think that's more of a Tekken 8 design choice, kind of sus, but that's yeah. I don't even want to get into it.
Is pretty hated for some understandable reasons and some get good reasons, depending on who you ask. But I've heard a lot of people say stuff like, all these string and flowchart characters aren't real Tekken.
Crazy.
Now, let me tell you why they are. One of the main identities of Tekken has always been its very large move list. It's the most realistic depiction of martial arts in any fighting game.
True.
If you think about it, a real fighter wouldn't be limited to like 10 moves like in other fighting games. No, they'd probably have a pretty huge arsenal of possible techniques and moves, with many of them being pretty useless, just like in Tekken. It's part of what makes the game so exciting and unpredictable. When a character like Hwoarang starts spamming strings you have no idea how to beat, while it'll initially cause anger, it should get you motivated to learn how to actually beat these characters. The beauty of Tekken is that there's always more to learn, and Hwoarang is a pretty masterful design character if you think about it. There's a solution to almost everything. All the strings, all the setups, there's direct counterplay to all of it if you just put in the time. You need to lose a lot to this character and spend time watching replays, researching online,
That's
and
true.
ideally learning the character.
That's
yourself.
true. That's
Almost
true.
like a boss in a Souls game or any difficult game, really. The first time you fight one, the odds feel insurmountable. It feels unfair. But the more you practice, it begins to feel more and more fair. And the feeling of satisfaction you get when you beat the boss is a feeling I've struggled to find in any other game. That is, besides Tekken.
Yeah, okay, so I wanted to talk about that too, because he's right. I think that he's one of those characters that it's just like, it feels unfair if you don't know what you're doing, but as you learn it, you start to realize like, oh, he's linear. Oh, his strings are a lot of highs, or oh, like I need to, like, you know, you learn that like, hey, I can step, I can duck, like there's so many different things that you can do to fuck this character over. It's just like, and I don't want to sound like oh my god, this character's so bad, but like there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can do to make your time against this character a lot easier, which is it's to be said about what makes the character so difficult is that when people know what they're doing versus the character, you have to play super smart, because you can't just throw stuff out or else you will die, because you'll get launched or something will get ducked or it'll get blocked, and it's just like you have to be careful. It's just a lot of people don't want to put in that, please silence white woman.
Offers that feeling of
Yeah.
satisfaction in a big way. When you figure out how to beat a string or a flowchart in training mode and then apply it later on in ranked match, it's a really great feeling. You need to remember that this game isn't an RPG. You shouldn't just be bashing your head into characters in ranked mode more and more and expecting to automatically level up. No, you're responsible for leveling yourself up. So a huge part of your growth in this game has to be intentional. A big part
That's
of being
true.
a strong Tekken player has always been about understanding the vast library of character knowledge. And naturally, some people love it and some people hate that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's fine to dislike or even hate characters. That's the nature of online competitive games after all. But I'm just trying to put it out there that even if you don't have an interest in being a competitive tournament player, taking some time to learn and understand these characters like Hwoarang that you struggle with can actually make your experience way better. This video was actually inspired by a real ranked session I had, where I ran into like 6 Hwoarang players in a row. I felt like a lot of you guys did, defeated and frustrated, but after thinking about it, I decided to actually take action instead of queuing up for another ranked match, and learn about the character. And through that, I've actually come to really appreciate him and this whole game more. If you actually want to learn, you can just search on YouTube, how to beat Hwoarang in Tekken 8, and there's quite a few videos going over some counterplay. Or, better yet, watch a Hwoarang guide like I did and learn the character for yourself. Learning a character you really hate and playing them in ranked is a really great way to figure out their weakness.
That is so true. This is so real, and it sounds like it doesn't make any sense and it's counterproductive because you hate the character, but learning the character from the side of playing them makes it a lot easier to learn how to fuck that character over. It's the same reason I learned Asuka. I actually despise that character. Brain dead, like Tekken 8 brain rot, monkey brain bum. I hate her. But I learned her because learning how to beat that character is... I learned that that character's not good. She's not good. She's not. She just has a bunch of stuff that, like, is just meant to catch you off guard. The character sucks. She kind of sucks. But I wouldn't have known that, and I wouldn't have learned how to improve myself in the match if I didn't learn her for myself. It was the same. It's actually one of the same reasons I learned Raven. I learned Raven just because I thought the Raven looked cool, but like another part of it is just because like you see him online. I have no idea what to do when that character's on the screen, or at least I didn't before. But now I do, and I understand like this character is a 50-50 gamba machine, and if you have to not care about your life as much as they don't care about theirs. Good Raven players are going to do a lot. It's going to be a lot of high risk shit because that's just what the way the character's made. And after I learned that, I was like, damn. So I really do just got to duck. And you just got to pray that he doesn't launch you. And you got to hope you're launching him. So it's like, that's a really, really, really good point. That's a very good point. I like it.
But there's lots of different ways to do it. I think at the end of the day, if you're going to play a lot of Tekken, you need to make a choice. You need to either try and figure out these characters you hate so much so you can keep improving and start beating them, or just accept that you'll get annoyed and lose whenever you run into them and move on. It obviously depends on your goals and how you enjoy the game, but if you're interested in becoming a stronger player for tournaments, to rank up, or just to have more fun, I fully recommend the former. And I've been having a lot more fun with the game since I started learning multiple characters.
Definitely true.
Anyway, that's about all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Hwoarang, and also what character you'd like to see me cover next. As always, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't do this without you. And if you guys are interested, you can support me over on Patreon and on the YouTube memberships. It's the same perks either way. You get a special role on my Discord server, a shout out in the end of each video like this, first to fives whenever I do viewer matches on stream, and way more stuff coming soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.
I'm liking this video, unless I liked it already. I did. Make sure you guys definitely like his video, and subscribe. That was really well made. I am impressed. I thought that was gonna be a bunch of complaining about the character strings and stuff, but no, it was just very well made. Hold on, we gotta check the comment section though, because we have to see. Hold on. I hate Hwoarang because it doesn't even feel good to win against him. Even if I win, I don't think, hell yeah, I kicked his ass. I think, thank God, it's over. Okay, I'd rather fight 10 Hwoarangs back-to-back than fight a single Alisa. See, yes, that character's stupid and wins. Like, this character wins for the player. It's very dumb. I do like Hwoarang, but to say he isn't a pain in the ass to deal with would be a lie. That's very true. A character that requires extensive knowledge to counter piloted by a player throwing out random bullshit. Wonderful. So this is exactly what he was kind of talking about when he was saying like People just don't want to learn, right? And it's okay to not want to learn. Like, you know, no, I could give a shit if you don't want to learn. Just don't complain when you lose because you don't want to learn, right? Like he was saying, you just have to accept that when you see the character on the screen, you're gonna lose, or you're gonna have to severely outplay them without knowledge. Like, just understanding that. It's the same reason why I don't get mad when I lose to Yoshimitsu, as like I don't get mad when I lose to Yoshi, because I don't know what's going on. But I haven't gotten around to labbing the character. I don't know if I ever will, to be honest with you, because I see one every 2 months. But, like, you have to understand. And I think that a lot of the time people get confused, or people get on this whole train that, like, the other player's just doing a bunch of bullshit. When, to be honest, more than likely, if you're playing against a Hwoarang that's above Fujin, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and you just don't know what to do about it. So, like, that's the reason they keep doing it. Especially if you keep getting hit by it. That shit always kills me. For me, it's the feeling of unfairness. He doesn't have to learn my character to win, but I have to spend hours trying to learn him, and it's not even going to be fun. Like, bruh. So, that also, Cap. You need extensive Tekken knowledge to play this character. Your defense has to be very good. Because he has he doesn't have good defensive tools. All of his power crushes, more so geared towards offense, like backlash. Like, it's a good move to just throw out, but it's plus on block. It's a high, like, that's meant to be used during pressure. It's offensive. Down forward 3-4. Like, the pump fake is what most people use. But, like, I mean, it is a good, like, okay, get off me, but it's more so meant for offensive use, right? So it's just like, nah. And then, of course, like, right, his two, both the Thunderbolts, the back 3 and back 4 out of the respective Flamingo stance, those are meant to stop people from mashing on you. That's what a lot of his pressure, that's what a lot of his power crushes, his power crushes are meant to stop people from pressing buttons back into you, because what a lot of people do, the counterplay, is to press on this character, right? So it makes it really hard. But I think that's gonna be good. I don't think any of these other comments are gonna be anything funny. Posting this right before Kawa started streaming his devious. Tekken 8 is my first Tekken I've actually put more than 10 hours in, and when my friend mained him back in 7, I thought I already hated him. Now in 8, after making it into purple ranks, you can tell the difference between a good and a bad Hwoarang. Bad Hwoarangs have real openings in their moves. Good Hwoarangs feel like their turn never ends. So this one's actually spitting. That's definitely how I feel. I feel like when you play against a bad Hwoarang versus a good one, it's it's literally night and day, like sun versus moon. Like, the bad Hwoarang, they're only running up down 3-4. They're always doing crazy minus on block moves. They're only throwing out a bunch of highs. They're only doing this, only doing that. When a good one is like, you know what I'm saying? Different timings, like doing the fake outs, using throws, manipulating spacing with how they do things and how everything works out. Like, it's really, really, really hard. And I mean, like, I played against speed kicks a couple of times, played against my boy True Sauce. Like, it's really, you can really tell. And it's hard. It makes me feel like I'm one of the bad ones. I'm over here just doing a bunch of bullshit in the skyrockets because I like when Pretty Man go Twa! So, you know. But that's all I got today. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, just like he said, like, comment, and subscribe on the video, just because YouTube algorithm kind of hates me. So, hope you guys have a good one. Have a good rest of your guys' Monday, because that's when this video is going up. I'll catch y'all later.